June 17th, 2019. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast, the Raw Before Stomping Grounds. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Matt Morgan and the returning Raj Giri, back from his trip around the world. Raj, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Missed you.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
So you got to come back. You got to watch Monday Night Raw. A bit different of an installment. I feel like they always step up their game a little bit when they're in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I thought the show today was better than it's been in a while. I still thought there were a lot of misses, but overall a lot more pluses. So
Yeah, it was something. Let's run through the show. We were in the Staples Center tonight in Los Angeles, California, and started off with Elias doing his thing in the ring, taking some shots at Anthony Davis and the LA Lakers. He was wearing a referee shirt, and so that Baron Corbin picked him to be the special guest referee in Sunday's match for Rollins versus Corbin for the Universal Championship at Stomping Grounds. But Rollins attacks him out of nowhere with a steel chair. Shot to the back. The fans pop big for that. And then we just have the guys that are in the next match. We had The Miz, Bobby Lashley, Cesaro, Ricochet, and Braun Strowman all come out and hit finishers on Elias. Raj, you commented on Twitter, or is he on his way out or something for being buried like this?
No, I don't think so. I was just kidding. I mean, that's what they used to do back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Right, Matt? Like when someone's leaving, like for WCW from WWE, they bury the guy, have him take everybody's finishers, and left laying and, completely impotent, basically.
Even on house shows, yeah.
Right, yeah. So I don't think he's going anywhere. But yeah. I mean, they kind of, I feel like they missed the boat on Elias a little bit.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I mean, he's not killing it in the ring, but at least give him a chance to be in there with some good workers and improve and bring his skills up, because the guy has, he's great on the mic, and that's very few people in the company are right now.
And he looks like an ass kicker. When the bell rings, he doesn't look, because today's day and age, the wrestlers have gotten smaller and more athletic, obviously, as a whole. And someone like Elias stands out more now physically. Remember, we kept saying, like, damn, is it just me, or did he get bigger this week? Right. It was just like, I don't know, maybe because of his gimmick, but like once he gets in the ring and he takes his shirt off and whatever, like he looks pretty damn jacked, and he looks like he can kick somebody's ass in a real fight. And I think there's something to that's been lost in today's wrestling to a degree. So when you have that, you would think it would be different compared to so many others on that roster, that they do more with him.
Yeah, and to your point, when he was wearing that referee shirt in the ring tonight, because so many of the segments he does, he has the scarf and the jacket. Right. When he just had that referee tank top on, he looked just gigantic.
He did. He looked like he easily could have fit in the Attitude Era size-wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. This led to the number one contenders match, a fatal five-way for the United States title. The Miz versus Bobby Lashley versus Cesaro versus Ricochet versus Braun Strowman. This was an elimination match. It did ultimately come down to Ricochet versus the Miz. And I think we predicted this on the podcast last week, Matt, that Ricochet is getting his title shot against Samoa Joe at Stomping Grounds.
This is the right move.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a great match. Do you think he goes over on Samoa Joe?
I do. And I think it's the right move, too.
Raj?
Yeah, I think they keep going back and forth with Ricochet. If they're serious about him, if they want to make a star, they need to have him win. They've iced off Samoa Joe so much that it kind of hurts Ricochet to lose to Samoa Joe. I hate saying that, but to me, Ricochet winning here makes the most sense. Real quick, did we talk about Seth Rollins, the opening promo?
Oh, yeah. So he did say at the beginning that whoever Corbin chooses for a referee to choose wisely. He does not care what was promised to them. Seth is going to be coming for you. And then we proceeded to get an evening of Seth Rollins attacking people with steel chairs, or the same steel chair.
Yeah.
Interesting choice for the babyface in the match.
Yeah, he seemed like kind of an asshole in a couple of those segments, like with Eric Young.
Oh, absolutely. No, I think I'm morbidly curious. Like, are they going to do a Corbin face turn at some point? That would be interesting.
At some point, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Well, he's got the outfit for it. So Matt was giving us a hard time before we went on the air here about something brought to, I guess, our attention. Someone talking smack to Baron Corbin about the things we're saying on this podcast. And Matt, what was your accusation that Raj and I were backing down a little bit?
You two wusses, never let anybody control your opinion because they don't like your opinion on a certain wrestler, especially if it's a wrestler themselves. Baron Corbin always doesn't pay attention what people do once they leave wrestling, but he needs to. Other than that, saying the old heel line that's like WWE, not even WWE, but Wrestling 101 heel heat, which is I could buy this. No, you can't. I know exactly how much you make, son. So slow your roll. Secondly, if you look the part, you'd be dressing the part. We're trying to defend you and saying that you've improved a lot. You got better on the mic. And you made a believer in a lot of people. The simplest thing possible is we're hoping for good Lord that they'd get that ridiculous Denny shirt off of you because you said you got a cool look. Got tattoos everywhere. You look different. And they should be highlighting that, not hiding that. So
and I didn't. And sorry.
If your feelings are hurt over that, I really don't care.
Yeah, and I did not change my opinion on it. I was just pointing out that, yeah, I do rip his attire, but everything else, he's vastly improved. We've talked about his promos have gotten so much better.
But isn't that it's mainly on creative? It's trying to do the talking for the boys that I wish used to be done for me when I'm sitting there stuttering on TV and begging someone to say, why is Matt Morgan stuttering? Make him stop.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to do the defending of some of these guys that have improved a lot and deserve better.
Yeah. 2 points. One, I think his attire actually works, but it works for the role he was in as acting GM and Constable.
Yes. Because I wore a suit for the longest time on Impact, but I was Jim Cornette's bodyguard because it made sense.
Right.
And
but let me say this.
When I got in the ring, it was, you're wearing trunks now because you're a wrestler.
But let me say this, guys. In classic Cobra Kai fashion, Corbin is flipping the script. And the reason why is, Matt, 2 years ago on this podcast, you were calling him Skullet. Everyone's talking about how his chest looks like a sad face with his droopy stomach. And I think you called him skinny fat at one point. Yes. But now you're talking about that he looks like an Applebee's guy. Better that, wouldn't you say, than talking about, your receding hairline and your belly flap?
No, because he shaved his head, which was good. I'm hoping creative told him to do that, or he did it because it's smart. And now he would have looked the part if he just got rid of that damn shirt. Again, I throw it out there to you. You don't get hung up on guys' gears, but this was brought up, so we're talking about it. You always got to remember, so Jim Cornette would always do the Rocky Maivia versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he'd use that visual and try to put it into your head. Could you see that on a main event of a WrestleMania card? Does your name fit in that? The blueprint, Matt Morgan. The name does, right? Okay, the next check is physically what they look like. Does Applebee's boy wearing that stuff sell you a pay-per-view when you see that, and you're a mainstream fan now, I'm saying, versus Seth Rollins, who looks like a freaking rock star? No. And it's not his fault. We're saying that get rid of the damn thing, WWE Creative. Let's go.
Yeah.
Guys got tattoos everywhere. It looks different. You need to highlight that.
I'd like to see some conceptual renders. If someone out there is an artist or stylist in the Wrestling Inc. fan base, drop some renders of different proposed outfits.
Why he's still wearing it. Listen, it doesn't make sense why he's still wearing it. I
agree with that.
He was still the Constable. Yes, that makes perfect sense, and it was great heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Dean Ambrose when he was wearing the plumber outfit. He just didn't look like a main event guy, and now he's with AEW New Japan. He looks a lot more like a star.
Yes, I believe Joey Janela said in that promo, dressing like an auto mechanic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So that's this week's update and Baron Corbin's fashion choices. Keep following the story as it keeps not developing as weeks go on. Oh man, so much happened tonight. The wild card rule, Raj, tonight they went too far.
It's completely pointless now.
They've already gone too far. Like I would say, the first week we said this.
Yeah. No, remember Vince saying that first week, only four individuals, and if it's more than four, they're fired. They're out of here. Tonight we had like 8 or 9. This was it was a ton. So I mean, it's pretty much just they shouldn't even call it the wild card. It's just people from the other brand showing up, and I mean we're getting closer and closer to the death of the brand split. Yeah. It's pretty much dead now.
Yeah, I agree. we saw from over the weekend Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch at the MTV Movie and TV Awards. Becky Lynch came out tonight, got a pretty decent pop, and was there to confront Lacey Evans. Lacey coming to the ring, they exchanged barbs, and Becky ended up attacking her. Matt, is this feud getting better or worse for you as weeks go on?
I enjoy it because Lacey keeps getting better.
Raj?
So I'm watching it from a different perspective, I'll admit. I'm rooting for her, so that's not fair, I guess, for me to judge it properly as a fan.
Yeah, it was weird here because I thought Lacey, I thought she did a good job, but I thought it was weird that she's cutting almost like a babyface promo. It's hard to boo her. Like she said, she talks about how she was a Marine. You're not gonna boo that, you know.
They should have went there earlier with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it just
her debut even.
Right. Yeah, it's just how do you come back from that? Like if you're Becky Lynch. So I don't know. I just thought that part was kind of weird, but I thought Lacey delivered it well.
It was
I thought she kind of outshone Becky here.
Which is
really,
I thought the same thing, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And she's still greener than grass. So like she's her ceiling, man, just keeps going up and up and up and up, her glass ceiling.
Do you think they're gonna do something crazy like put the Raw Women's title on Lacey on Sunday?
I don't know what to think because I didn't think she'd lose both of those titles. Like one of the two, I thought she'd hold on to those for a while because it was different.
It's just weird coming off of WrestleMania, this historic match, and for her to lose both titles within a few months.
It is.
But at the same time, what else do they do with her right now with the women's division on Raw? There's really no one else at that level for Becky. So by her losing to Lacey, it can keep that feud going. Unless Sasha comes back. I mean, they could have Sasha make a surprise return, cost she could cost Becky the match. You go with Lacey against Natalya or something like that, and then Sasha feud with Becky.
So do you think you just keep them off TV though? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if there is nothing, don't put them on TV because it hurts them. It waters them down. If you're not feeling like it's a very entertaining storyline, why not just sit them out a week on TV? It's not going to kill them. It's only going to help them. You know?
Yeah. Although Becky is probably one of the few acts that's actually selling tickets right now.
And it's their job to make things entertaining for anything she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, she is pushing more, she is selling, there's a lot of Becky merch out there, but give her something interesting or it just waters her down.
Yeah.
It's tough. We're going to continue with our Raw coverage, talk about AEW, the All Out ticket sales, and more when we come back. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this episode, Wix, WIX. Now, at StarCast in Las Vegas, I met Raj Giri's wife. And what did we talk about? Not Raj, not her husband, not the guy we have in common, not Blue Chew. Although I was tempted to ask a few follow-up questions. No, we talked about Wix, which Raj directed his wife to use when building her website. And we were talking about how great it is to use. Raj's wife and myself have used it before. And we are 2 of 140 million people who use Wix for their website. And what's great about Wix is you can start and publish for free by choosing from over 500 stunning templates or starting from scratch. Change, customize, add anything you want, add your own text, images, videos, and more. And there are hundreds of design features and apps to grow your brand online, including built-in SEO tools, everything you need to optimize for mobile, desktop, and all devices in between. Wix has the tools you need to create the website that you want. Now, I love Wix. I've used it when setting up a political website before. Raj, your wife's business, yoga, correct?
Yes, yeah, Yoga with Anjali. It built basically within a couple of hours on Wix. And my wife, she has no desire to learn any, computer programming skills or technical skills. She's fine with her yoga business, and she got it done. It looks slick. It works on all devices. It's responsive. So whether you're on a tablet, mobile phone, it looks perfect. So it's an amazing platform that Wix has.
And it's funny, Raj. I mean, so you and I both got combined between us. We probably got 50 years of website building experience because we've both been doing it since the early days of the web. And I look at the sites that Wix builds, and I feel like I know nothing. I feel like all this skill, all this hard work has resulted in nothing because Wix websites look absolutely incredible. They've got all that SEO optimization that's so hard to learn how to do correctly. Wix has got the built-in tools to make it happen. Whether you're using it for a personal site or a business site, Wix also has the all-in-one business solutions to grow your online presence. Millions of businesses use Wix to create websites. You connect with customers. You got a mailing list. You got an online store. You want to boost your productivity, manage your workflow, meet your deadlines, and build those customer relationships. Wix has got everything right there, including the way to set up multiple payment options. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Go to wix.com/podcast. That's wix.com/podcast. And you can get started, save 10% off your website at wix.com/podcast, wix.com. We thank them so much for sponsoring the show, and check it out. You're definitely going to dig it. Wix, it's where it's at when it comes to creating your presence on the web. Back to Raw tonight. Daniel Bryan came out with Rowan, cut a promo on Los Angeles, and Matt, they did your favorite thing. They had another act's music interrupt, and the Viking Raiders came out. First time we've seen them in a while. They had a nice little squash match against enhancement talent there. What did you think of this? Almost like a sort of a soft relaunch for the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, that's exactly how I took it.
Yeah. I liked that backstage production they did tonight. Did you guys notice that? We got a lot more backstage shots, the way they did them gearing up and getting ready to come out there, even with people walking. I felt like it was a little different tonight.
Yeah, the aesthetic was a little different. Yeah.
It felt like the show moved faster this week. I think that you didn't have the long, meaningless matches this week where it doesn't matter who wins or loses. Like the opening match, that 5-way, the winner gets a title shot. So there were stakes.
I got something I've been forgetting to tell you guys. I found this out, and I apologize. Do you know how when we see guys or girls like kind of like as their match would finish and they're exiting, and then someone else's entrance music would hit, and they kind of awkwardly pass each other? I was told that was to present a faster moving show, and that they're trying things to present it in a faster looking manner. So like that backstage thing, I guarantee you was part of that process and them trying new things out. So kudos them for trying new things and understanding it is a very slow ass moving show. So,
psychologically it works.
Yeah.
Although the one thing, we talked about this before, psychologically, like we'll talk about Firefly Funhouse later, but again, they keep showing the crowd saying they're doing nothing. Every time you should be showing the crowd, they should be cheering, yelling, losing their shit,
dude,
not just standing there looking.
Hang on, we gotta talk more important about this. You're picking up steam with your movement on that. Stop showing the. What was it?
Stop showing the crowd during the Firefly Funhouse.
With every word. That picked up pretty big steam on Twitter.
Because it's the worst thing in a fantastic segment of the show.
It is. It's weird.
It's absolutely awful. But to your point, Matt, that's the thing. It's like there's little tricks in how you present something to get it over to an audience at home. And trimming time, doing those crisscross entrances and exits. Those are great. But show the crowd excited, because if a crowd's standing there looking like, I don't know what the F's going on, that's not selling something.
That's what we're supposed to be doing at home. That's the way I take it.
Yeah, but at least show people losing it more. Like show their faces. They're showing the back of their heads. It's like show faces, people puzzled. Show people hiding their children's eyes. Like in the horror of what they're seeing. Something, a reaction.
It just takes you out of it. Just don't cut to the crowd while you're showing the vignette.
Yeah. Oh my God! Could you imagine if they cut to little kids and they're crying in the audience, like just having meltdowns? They're afraid. They're covering their eyes.
Yeah, no kid's gonna do that, but
plant some kids to do that.
I totally would do that. Yes.
Yeah. Seriously. The Viking Raiders versus Russ and Randy Taylor tonight. This was a very quick match. Didn't get a huge reaction, but hey, the Viking Raiders are. I think the controversy over not controversies. That's the wrong word. The fiasco that was their renaming to the Viking Experience and now the Viking Raiders. I think now they might actually be able to get some momentum. We did, though, after this match, cut to Carmella and R-Truth in the audience wearing disguises, and the 24/7 chase ensued. Not a lot of 24/7 action tonight on the show.
Good.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's funny, but this is example of what I'm telling you, Raj, earlier, is sometimes you don't have to put everything on. Sometimes giving it a week break makes it cooler the next week. It makes us want to anticipate it now more because we actually missed it, God forbid.
Right.
A week.
But that being said, it was humorous enough. Like it wasn't like a negative point on the show or anything. It was just there.
I'm surprised they didn't do more for it because they were in Southern California. There were, I mean, so many options there. Such an easy city to shoot stuff in. Yeah, I think they could have done even more with this tonight.
You're such a homer. Go ahead, Los Angeles boy.
No, I'm just, but you know, I think about like the backlot fights they've had in the past. They like to do things.
We do that here in Florida.
Well, they could actually, and they have a relationship with Universal at both parks. I would love to see the 24/7 title defended through Islands of Adventure.
yeah, that's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Right? I mean, they should have gone to Universal Studios, done something with it. So we got that tonight. We got Baron Corbin hanging out backstage with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Real quick, someone brought this up in the chat, and they didn't mention this on commentary, but R-Truth and Carmella were sitting next to Ice Cube's son, who played Ice Cube in Straight Outta Compton.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. Yeah.
Yes.
You're not cool, Glenn, for knowing that. Continue,
What? Everyone knows Ice Cube's real name. Straight Outta Compton. You know, that movie was 3 hours long, and that flew by in a breeze compared to an episode of Raw.
It was really good too.
It was
great
good.
film. Absolutely great film. This was kind of weird tonight. Heath Slater entered Shane McMahon's office, and we had no audio of this. So Shane McMahon was backstage with Drew McIntyre and their rival. They were eating, they were celebrating, they had champagne. Heath Slater entered. We couldn't hear him for the first 30 seconds. They finally got sound, and he was there to ask for a raise because, you know, he's got kids. Shane McMahon turns him down, tells him to leave. He goes out. Drew tries to give him money and then beats the crap out of him. So no 3MB reunion anytime in the near future.
That was cool, though. I like that.
Yeah, it was cool. It made Drew look like a killer, and it was entertaining.
It was a quick crisscross to get a little tip of the hat. It's like a millisecond. Wow, Drew could be a hell of a baby. Like, just kidding. It was good.
And then the Revival, the money that flew out of Drew's hand, the Revival picking it up and stuffing it in their own pockets was a nice touch. So I liked it. I thought this was really good. This first hour I thought was actually really good.
It was. It hit good. It hit hard.
This is one of those episodes where if Raw was 2 hours, you cut out a lot of that flim-flam. This would have been an awesome show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had Sami and Kevin in the ring for the Kevin and Sami show. They introduced Baron Corbin, and they start talking about the ref for this match. They said they've got a guy that can count to 3. They bring out EC3. He comes out there. Rollins beats the crap out of him. New Day comes out, starts propping EC3 up Weekend at Bernie's style. Poor EC3, man. I swear.
Yeah.
This is tough. So what else happened in this? So they hyped up the match between Ziggler and Kofi on Sunday, steel cage match at Money in the Bank. Still don't know who the ref is going to be on Sunday for Corbin versus Rollins. And we from that went to a New Day versus Baron Corbin, Sami and Kevin match, 2 out of 3 falls. But before that, AJ Styles was backstage giving a pep talk to Gallows and Anderson. What'd you think of this, Matt?
I love the tip of the hat to, we always get on them for not, insulting our intelligence sometimes, or not taking opportunities or moments when there is that crisscross of former mates or former stablemates or former tag partners or former friends, whatever have you. And they got to pretend they don't know one another or that they hate one another now or whatever have you. I like when they do this. I think it adds a lot of continuity that is much needed on these shows sometimes.
Yeah, I like this too, except it feels like they're kind of burying Gallows and Anderson on their way out, and they still got several months to go, in the sense of saying that they've kind of sucked lately, and then they go out and lose anyway after the pep talk. But still, I mean, it was cool seeing AJ with the club. So yeah,
that's what makes me wonder. I mean, are you sure they're gone?
I mean, anything can change, but as of right now, they haven't re-signed their contract.
Because in the WWE world, I was definitely proven wrong with this with Moxley, obviously, but in the WWE world, they just wouldn't book someone on TV if they know they're going, and if they do, it's just simply to job out. They don't give them any shine at all, promos included. If it's a promo, it's it's a Halloween jack-o'-lantern being thrown on their head and a Halloween pumpkin eating contest or something, or a pie smashed in their face or whatever have you, or slipping on a banana, that kind of a thing. They embarrassed them in promos and then in the match to run them out. I don't know. Maybe the formula has changed since Moxley. I don't know. I just don't think they'd give him that promo, and definitely not get any on AJ along the way. They would not take that risk. I would like to think. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of a swerve because, to your point, man, I mean, it absolutely felt like they were going to win that match tonight after that promo.
Which they need to do more of. Anytime somebody's going to lose, like, who was just saying this in an interview? It's really good. The guy, the 10. Come
on. Sean Spears. Former
you.
Ty Dillinger.
Dude, that's 21 concussions right here. So I'm a fan of him, actually. Anyways, he was saying, and I thought it was a good point, like, of, legitimacy and you shouldn't be able to predict who automatically is going to win. And you don't want to tip off who's going to lose by not even giving them entrance music, for crying out loud. It's about having credibility. And there's little things a company could do to add credibility before the guy goes out and loses, so they don't tip their hand automatically to the fans at home who's going to lose. And this is a way to do it. That backstage promo was a great way to do it. These guys were going to go lose, but now we're not so sure because we're giving them microphone time backstage with the man, AJ. You know what I mean? It did take a little bit off of, they're definitely going to lose tonight.
Yeah,
it did add some suspense to it, because otherwise, if you knew this match was coming up, you just knew right off the bat the Usos would win. So
right, so it's they need to do this across the board more.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this is the start of a comeback story. Maybe they're just trying to swerve us a little bit with the start of it, but we'll see. We'll talk about that. Before that match, though, we had the 2 out of 3 falls match, the New Day versus Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. I didn't know this was 2 out of 3 falls till after the first one.
I didn't either. I don't know if they mentioned it in passing or what, but I totally missed that. So when it was,
you fell asleep. That's why.
Yeah, when Xavier got that first pin, I was like, oh, that was over kind of abruptly.
Yeah, I didn't know either, though. I'm being honest. I do pay attention, but it was a good match. What'd you guys think of the entire setup of it?
The booking of it confused me in the sense that Baron Corbin is wrestling for the WWE Championship this Sunday, and he gets pinned clean. They don't even get one fall. They could have had him pin Xavier or Big E. Don't have him pin Kofi, but pin one of those guys to get a fall.
Definitely does not ever take a loss in any of these matches. Yeah, that was so ridiculous. That was how we supposed. We just got done talking about credibility.
Yeah.
Right. It's anybody sweating that Corbin. I think they should. Remember what I said to you guys? Was it last month? I said I could see them putting. Oh, when they went to what do you call it? Where'd they go? Come on, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And I said I could see what's his name winning. Corbin. Thank you. You guys aren't helping me at all. Corbin could beat Seth Rollins because we thought he was hurt, and then Brock would take it right off of him. If you
remember. Oh, right.
Do you think that's still a possibility? What's Seth's injury status? Is he good?
So you mean Seth's injury status?
Is he straight? Is he?
Yeah. He's fine. And Brock, I just think they spend so much for his appearances that, I mean, who knows?
He shouldn't be. Don't get me wrong. I love Brock, but I just don't think. I'm not saying he should be champion. I'm saying I could see Corbin winning then to get it on Brock. So then Brock doesn't beat Seth for it, and then Seth can chase again, because the way they have it set up, Seth is essentially chasing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's begging for. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it's very, very weird. And to your point, I mean, having him lose tonight and then Rollins win over Daniel Bryan, it's just there. Does anyone think that Corbin has a serious shot at winning on Sunday?
No, and that's what's screwed up, is because we should. They put enough TV time into him, God knows. And these are little things that they can do, though. These are such little things. How hard is it to let somebody beat somebody else? It's what your job is. It's what you take your pen and you put to paper and you follow through. I don't want to hear this crap that wins and losses doesn't matter, because it does. If he looked like a freaking rock star out there and just mauled over everybody, we have a little bit more believability and he has more credibility heading into the pay-per-view that he's a legit shot at beating Seth Rollins.
Or at least announce that special referee. This is the show that's going to get the most viewers this week. Announce that special referee to make it look like Corbin has a chance. Like it's it's really tilted in his favor. But they didn't even do that.
That's a good point.
correct me if I'm wrong, but of his class or of his round of call-ups, Corbin's never been out with injury.
No,
They've never really cooled off or taken him off TV. They've actually invested a phenomenal amount of TV time in him ever since his call-up and winning the Andre Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
Tons of TV real estate he's gotten. And they just need, like, this is the thing that frustrates me about the younger guys, what they consider the younger guys, what they don't do with them. Get them to their damn finish line. Their finish line is they've got to win matches in key parts of their careers. What happens is they don't follow through. They don't get the guys there. And then they'll come back to it again like 2 to 3 months later. And we're supposed to believe that this guy all of a sudden is going to start winning because now WWE is ready to start doing good by them. Look at Finn Balor. You know what I mean? Like, they just think he can lose 300 times in a row and he's still going to be a main event talent to fans worldwide watching. And you've got to have them win. Yeah.
And that's the thing, but Finn even has had injuries and stuff that's taken him out of action. But with Corbin, I don't know, like, what's their long-term plan for him? Do they have a long-term plan?
They better, because he's improved enough. Like we've said this, he's improved enough to be in the main event picture. Whether fans get frustrated with it or not, that's just real talk. He's improved enough on the mic, especially. Where I told you guys this before, many people would get stuck on the fans legit booing, like, "Hey, we don't want to watch you heat."
Yeah,
and react and get really nervous about that or paranoid and not play into it fully. Homeboy goes all in on it, and he eats up that heat and adds to it. And just that alone is a main event act. It really is. And it's only enough comfortability in the main event that you're willing to do that. You're not scared to go there, and he does. So I just don't get what the hell else they got to do. I think the big term picture is obviously he's going to be a champion eventually. He has to be.
I mean, right? He's held the U.S. title.
Into him, bro. They put way too much into him not to.
Yeah. I mean, he's held the U.S. title to date. That's it so far.
Really? Not Intercontinental?
I don't think so. Did he, Rush? Am I forgetting something?
I don't think so. It's hard to keep track, but
nowadays that doesn't even really matter. Really, they don't even do it that way anymore. Where they get the guy ready to become heavyweight champion first, they put the IC title on him like they used to. That's not even how they do it anymore. Anyway, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Right. So he's got the U.S. Championship, the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy, Money in the Bank, and WWE Year-End Award for Most Hated in 2018.
He'll probably get that again.
Yeah, I think he's great.
And I just don't see how they did anything tonight to make you excited for this match.
They didn't. That's the entire point here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even a chicken ass heel needs to be able to legitimately get a win now and again.
Yes.
Right. Which who knows? With WWE land, that might mean that he's winning.
Yeah. So with this, Corbin took the pin tonight. Kofi hit Trouble in Paradise. Corbin got the final pin for the win on this. It was announced tonight, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross were getting a tag team title opportunity against the Iconics in advance of Alexa's match at Stomping Grounds against Bayley. Before that, though, Paul Heyman came out with a mic. And Rush, what was he saying with this promo? Just that Heyman saying he's not going to be the guest referee at Stomping Grounds. I mean, it sounded to me like he was telegraphing maybe it's going to be Brock.
I mean, I think it was just teasing it. And even when it's not going to happen. I mean, just a way to keep it alive.
Yeah. Man, Heyman's... How much do you think Heyman... What do you think the pay disparity is, Matt, between Heyman and Brock per appearance?
You're really asking me that question?
I mean, how small do you think Heyman's paydays are compared to Brock's at this point?
Very.
Anyhow,
what kind of question is that?
I'm just curious. I mean, is it 20 to 1 or 50 to 1?
I don't know. I'm not some damn blackjack player or whatever the hell you're asking me. Leave me alone.
Okay.
My guess is Brock. I don't think we'll be seeing him again until August.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there could be a lot of Heyman between now and then.
Yeah.
Or get these younger guys over and give them that damn spotlight.
Yeah.
We've been saying that forever.
Speaking of spotlights, Eric Young tonight was backstage talking to Baron Corbin, and Rollins confronted him. Eric Young said, "Hey, we go back. I don't want any part of this. I'm not going to be their guest referee." And then Eric Young getting the crap kicked out of him by Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Good thing they broke up Sanity.
Man, I was happy to see my boy on TV, so I was happy about that.
This was where I thought Rollins looked like kind of an asshole, but but yeah, it was what it was.
Yeah, that indeed. So after that, we got the Usos versus Gallows and Anderson. This match, a little competitive, not super long, but the Usos did his super kicks, dropped Gallows for the pin and the win on this. And I guess to be determined, AJ was frustrated backstage. Do you think maybe, Matt, this is just them trying to give more build since AJ is going to be teaming with Gallows, Anderson, and Triple H when the WWE goes to Japan soon?
When are they going to Japan?
Was it like 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Now that makes sense, actually.
Why Triple H, though, instead of Balor?
This isn't on TV. They're not even going to mention it on TV, so it doesn't.
Triple H can throw these around again.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Triple H wants to be cool in Japan, right?
Yep. Don't blame him. He's one of the first ones to throw that up. You know what I mean? All these kids are made it cool again. I want to get back in on that too. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Because I mean, really, Finn Balor in that spot makes more sense because it's basically a Bullet Club reunion, but
it really does, especially in Japan. I would argue.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Matt, were you hyped? Hulk Hogan doing a promo on his phone to congratulate the U.S. Women's World Cup soccer team and get them hyped ahead of their match they've got coming up. Why did they do this on a phone? I mean, forget the Hogan controversy for a second. Like, if you're going to, but if you're going to do that, though, why like such a shitty looking promo?
I don't know, because they think it's forward thinking. It's edgy. It's not even edgy. What are we saying? I don't know. This is most of us do on our social media, right? When we want to cut a promo or talk to our fans or anything for that matter, it's always phone on us as we do it. It's easy to do. It's cheap to do. Plus, hell, it's Hulk Hogan, and I don't know. I thought that was cool. Wasn't expecting it.
It's just, I mean, it's weird. You show someone that hasn't been on, that's never on WWE TV anymore, and he's congratulating the women's soccer team. I
believe they did win. Okay.
Because here's the thing. All right, because he's Hulk Hogan, so the women's soccer team's sure as hell gonna know who Hulk Hogan is. Versus put Kofi on there or someone like that, the women's soccer team may not know who these guys are.
But this is after the fact, right? Oh no. He sent that. He made that before.
Either way,
and they're not going to send a camera crew out to Hogan's house to film a segment.
The point is to get the mainstream looking at WWE, praising the girls' soccer team. So why would you not use Hulk Hogan for something like that?
Who is the player? Who is the player that he called out specifically at the end?
No idea, because I didn't watch it.
Do you remember, Glenn?
No, I don't recall. I didn't watch something. I mean, it was what it was. It was just weird. But to your point, I mean, camera crews, like there are camera crews all over the country. It doesn't cost much to get somebody to go out.
Especially where I live, he lives as well in Florida. Like literally 15 minutes from his house, there's a studio he could have went to and done that.
Or there's just freelance production people everywhere. It was cost $500 tops to send somebody out there just to shoot 20 minutes of footage with him and go back. Anyhow, off the soapbox on that. Okay. We had Roman Reigns admitting the Super Showdown was bad for him, where he lost to Shane McMahon. He got interrupted by McIntyre during this promo, and Reigns ran backstage to confront Shane. They had a bit of a chase out into the ring, and Roman got his comeuppance on Shane tonight in advance of the match Sunday against Drew at Stomping Grounds. People seem to like this segment, Matt. What did you think of this?
I think Drew looks like a star.
Yeah.
I think what he wore on the show as well. I know it sounds like such a small thing. Like we're coming across as fashionistas now, apparently, and like GQ dresses ourselves here. But like seriously, that is what a star looks like. That's what a star dresses like. Dude screams main event in every sense of the word. When he's in street clothes, when he's in his gear, when he's freaking taking a dump in the damn bathroom, everything he does screams main event talent. I've yet to see anything with him that doesn't.
He looked like a killer tonight for sure.
Yes, he did.
Roman beating the crap out of Shane. It would be Shane that received his comeuppance, right?
Who actually is a good question.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, Roman kicked the crap out of Shane. I thought the segment was good. I just hope that this wasn't the blow off for Shane versus Roman. Not that I want to see Shane versus Roman keep going, but this is Shane's way out of not doing the job for Roman, you know, because Roman needs to beat Shane. I mean, having Shane beat him, he's the top guy. He needs, even if it's on an episode of SmackDown, he needs to beat Shane.
They could put that shit in the main event.
Yeah, we'll do it somewhere, but don't have that feud end with Shane beating Roman, you know.
Raj, are you hearing these rumors? Should we address this? Should we address the rumors going around with Shane McMahon?
What are they?
No, that's not true.
Okay. Well, so Raj is squashing a rumor. There's a rumor going around. They're trying to build Shane as such a top heel, and he'll be the one to take the title off Kofi.
That's not true. Someone misinterpreted a tweet that someone wrote.
Okay.
Speaking of misinterpreting tweets, there was a segment tonight where Alexa has a propaganda campaign against Bayley, saying Bayley wouldn't take a photo with a fan because she was wearing a Nikki Cross t-shirt. Good Lord, this is the stupid shit that they're basing storylines on now. Good Lord. So Bayley came out during the women's tag team title match, which was Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss versus the Iconics. Bayley sat on a rolling office chair at the foot of the ramp, not a commentary. She sat at the foot of the ramp and watched this match, ultimately getting into it with Alexa and causing a distraction that caused the Iconics to pin Nikki Cross and retain their championship. Afterwards, Bayley stood tall over Alexa. They got into it a little bit. Bayley knocked her down. I'm sure we're going to get more tomorrow night on SmackDown in the build towards their title match this Sunday at Stomping Grounds.
I mean, what can you say? I mean, the women's the angles for the women have just gone so far downhill since Ronda Rousey's been gone, and this is one example of it. This is your SmackDown Women's Champion out there, getting it on her basically.
Yes. What did you think of this though tonight, Matt? This was, I think, the first legitimate match the Iconics have had with someone that wasn't enhancement talent in a while, right?
Oh, Matt, you're muted. We can't hear you. Yeah, this was their first. Still can't hear you. This was their first, tag match against real people since they won them at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, so to your point, Raj, so you just got back from vacation. I'm sure you've seen on social media, you've been following it. Like, people are a little freaked out about Evolution not happening this year. It's not currently on the schedule. People are saying maybe that's because Ronda Rousey, you don't have the Bellas. They can't sell out 11,000 seats again for an all-women's pay-per-view. But look at the state of the women's division right now. So you got no Ronda. You've got Becky in this feud with Lacey. I'm not sure what Charlotte is doing exactly on SmackDown. At the same time, you have these women's tag title belts that it was so important they got them off of Bayley and Sasha, put them on the Iconics, and they virtually meant nothing since. I would say the women's division is a bit in disarray right now.
It is, and this would have been a lot different and a lot better had they kept the tag titles. I see. Remember originally I didn't see the Iconics winning, but I was like, okay, here's the plus. They're new. This is going to bring two younger talents up to Bayley and Sasha's and the rest of theirs status, their level, right? Because now the championships, even though they're new, are making this new duo, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not what's happening. It's not their damn fault, by the way. It's just them not being booked to win. And again, it goes back to that same mantra, that credibility thing again.
Yeah, and it looked like they were booking something with the Iconics with Kairi Sane and Asuka. I'm praying there. What are the Kabuki Pirates?
Kabuki
right?
Warriors.
That would be so well done. All four women would get over in that. I guarantee all four would. And
then it was just dropped completely.
Yes, it was.
I haven't seen the Kabuki Warriors. I didn't watch SmackDown last week, but or the week before. But they haven't been on at all, have they?
I mean, not that I've seen, but can I just ask this, and you guys tell me? It just feels very like stereotyped, like stereotypical. That's such a terrible. It just sounds such an 80s cliche. They know better.
Like the Orient Express, that kind of name.
It's 2019. Like, you got to be smarter than this, because those two girls are nasty. They're freaking fun as hell to watch. They're awesome. That name this just doesn't fit them.
I would
offensive.
Would love to see the list. I'm assuming there was at least 5 to 10 names that were more offensive that got vetoed by somebody, and Kabuki Warriors was like the least bad.
Why does it have to be Kabuki anything? Why can't it be something completely different? Why does it have to have that kind of, you know what I mean?
Right. Just anything else Warriors that's not culturally based.
Badasses. Why can't it be called, you know what I mean? It could be called anything. I just don't get why. I don't know.
All right.
Like, we get it. We know where they're from. We get it. Calm down, guys. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I know. And it's weird because it seemed like with that rebranding, though, they were getting a push with Paige being their mouthpiece. Like,
yeah. Oh my God. Like,
that's like forgotten.
That right there to me, you guys, is the total package. I mean, dead serious. As a female tag team, the unit with Paige as the mouthpiece on top of it, shoot.
Yeah.
They could have done some real good business. And they're still doing it. We shouldn't like pass judgment that they're done with, because they're not, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the lineup for Stomping Ground. Unless something happens tomorrow night, the Iconics don't have a defense scheduled for the show. So we'll see. Maybe something happens on SmackDown.
I hope so. I'm a huge fan of those two. I think they're fun as hell to watch.
Yeah. I thought the Iconics did well. Fine tonight.
Yes,
their promos have been way better as of late too. I feel like they've gotten a lot better.
Yes.
Maybe they've toned it down a little bit, so they're not so over the top obnoxious where you want to turn the TV off. Right. Them making fun of the LeBron James and the Lakers, man, the cheap heat tonight. It felt like they were going after the sports teams like every other segment. It got It's like, is that the only way you know how to get heat?
How do you pass up LeBron James though? Like, how do you pass up like the Lakers, and you know what I mean? Like,
I'll have one guy do it. Not mentioned. You know.
So Nikki Cross did say she'll be ringside because Bayley ruined her dream, and she's going to be in Bliss's corner on Sunday to watch the same thing happen to Bayley. So
that title was her dream. God,
yeah.
The writing on the show sometimes.
She needs a new dream.
Yeah. Let's talk about Firefly Funhouse tonight.
Please.
This was pretty cool. Bray was talking about how, hey kids, the earth is flat, dinosaurs aren't extinct.
It's the best. It's easily the best to me. This was a good show tonight. This still to me was top flight.
Yeah, same here. This was still probably my favorite segment of the night.
Yeah.
The way they put all that time and effort into recording all those different song versions of the Muscle Man Dance song. There was like the R&B version, the metal version. Like, I want to go back and watch this 5 times through and pick up on all the clues. This was so good, but I'm afraid this was the end, right? Like, this would seem like this could be the culmination of the Firefly Funhouse.
I don't know. What do you think, Raj? I don't know.
Well, Bray was supposed to be at Raw tonight, so I don't know if that means they're filming more stuff or exactly what it was. I almost was expecting him to come out at the end of that, like come out to the live crowd, but that didn't happen. I've been loving this Firefly Funhouse stuff. I'm so worried that they're going to screw it up once he's back in the ring.
How do they do it? How do they transfer what we're watching to the ring?
They need this Bray Wyatt to beat The Undertaker. I know you don't want to see The Undertaker wrestling again, but have this guy come out as a killer, just weird, psycho, strange, nutty guy.
What's he dressed like? Like, what does he look like? What we see at the Funhouse,
or with the mask? I mean, I don't know.
No,
or he could do both. Like sometimes this is one, and sometimes when he's
super nerdy, happy guy.
Yeah, like the Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing.
Have him come out with kids, like just surrounded by children. It's all happy and good. And then midway through the match, do the lights on, lights off switcheroo and put the mask on him and have him like wreck shop on Taker or whoever,
Do you do that every week then?
I don't know long term.
Why would the hell would you go anywhere near him knowing what's going to happen?
No, because then you have the kids in the mask, so you have them do some weird, creepy shit. Like this could be so cool.
From normal, gleeful, little happy kids to they're all wearing masks when the lights come back on. That's pretty freaky, dude. I'll admit that. That'd be pretty freaky, scary.
I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff you could do with it. This is just one of those things that whatever they do, he's best utilized not being on TV every week.
Yeah.
Yes, no question. And it's the best stuff on the TV. It is.
Yeah.
They should treat him, I mean, the way they treated Hogan and guys back in the 80s, where they do like vignettes and segments, but you see them wrestle only at the big pay-per-views.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of like the demon, the demon gimmick.
Yeah.
More often.
Could you imagine if they kept Finn off TV and we just got, it would have been better.
Yeah,
that was the problem with Finn. But I don't know. I hope they don't destroy this. This is so special. And it's weird to say that in the WWE because very little is special or unique these days. But
this is unique. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Rush, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I feel like as a weekly thing, as a consistent thing for the past couple of months, this has probably been my favorite thing on WWE TV all year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Then we got Seth
Rollins. Never crapped on it once.
No.
We've never been like, we haven't given it a C. Like it's always been A.
It's an A, easy. And I think the Muscle Man dance was my favorite, but this was still just all sorts of awesome. You just don't know when it's over. It goes to black and then other stuff starts happening.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
The main event tonight, we got Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan. Now, very early on in this match, it seemed like it was a bit of a fake out because Rowan interfered. There was a DQ, like the locker room all came out. We had the Revival, the Usos, Owens, Zayn, lots of these guys getting into it. Then they cleared it out and gave us a one-on-one match, Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan, that ultimately ended up with Rollins winning. So he picked up a win tonight. But Matt, what'd you think of this match?
Are you kidding me? Like this would be my dream, one of my dream matches for sure. Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins.
It's great.
This was a money match. I love this match. I was excited for this match, actually. Very excited.
I was excited for it. I just thought all that crap they did in the middle with Rowan interfering and all the wrestlers coming out, and then restarting it just took me out of it.
But can you give this I was kind of annoyed that they gave it away. But then again, it's like that thing the fans always used to say when I was still wrestling that, like, how could you give away this on free TV? Well, then, dude, you're bitching if then we're giving you nothing. So which is it? You guys are really going to bitch that we gave you a pay-per-view main event match for free on TV. Oh, my God, poor fans. I feel so terrible for you. You had to watch do you know what I mean? So it's like it's a back and forth because the business-wise part says, well, why the hell would you give this match away for free? Right? And that's what we're supposed to be conducting ourselves as here as professional wrestling watchers and reviewers. I'm just joking. But you know what I'm saying? So like we got to be honest. Like business wise, why in the hell would you give this away? So that's WWE's answer. WWE's answer to everything is they throw schmazes in the middle of things like this, and they can go back and say we didn't give it away for free.
I mean, I'd much rather this was reversed, where we had Seth versus Daniel Bryan at the pay-per-view this Sunday.
Definitely,
and Seth versus Corbin tonight. It would make it a lot more exciting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as it was, I thought the match was really good. The 2 parts. Stuff in the middle took me out. It took me a few minutes to get back into it. But I mean, what can you say? 2 of the very best. Right? Again, I'd like to see a feud between these guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I just think Corbin stuff's just not working. It's no one cares.
It's not him. I feel like, again, give him a story.
Well, it's him too. It's everyone. It's not like he's knocking it out of the park and fans are still not caring. They just don't care about his character. They don't care about the storyline. There's just no buzz for him versus Seth.
No one believes he has a shot in hell winning. And this is where we talk about that credibility thing again.
Yeah.
You got to put this TV time into him, then friggin' take it all the way. He's got to steamroll some of your superstars, actually. And he did. Who did we see him beat in the last few months that we didn't think he would win over? Has he pinned Roman as well? Has he ever pinned Roman in like some of these tag matches?
I don't think so.
Or Seth or somebody. He's pinned a couple.
I think he's pinned Seth before.
Where we're like, holy crap, he just beat him. So they have done it, but they've got to consistently do it because it is so unbelievable that he's going to beat Seth Rollins. So it's their job, not his, to put the right talents for him to beat in a progressing order, like a crescendo with, You know what I mean? Case in point, it's not even close to the same realm, but just from my own personal experience, it works. Going through the main event Mafia one by one, I had to go through was it Steiner, I believe, then Booker, and then Nash, and then you know what I mean? It got bigger and bigger and bigger until I got to like world champion Kurt Angle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And each win was more meaningful for me along the way. And it made people emotionally invest in me more. Like, holy crap, he just beat him. Holy shit, he beat him. Holy crap, he beat him. He might beat Kurt Angle now. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of a thing. They need to do that with him, with Baron.
He hasn't had a lot of one-on-one matches. I mean, looking at this.
No, that's what they do, man. They throw like 55 storylines together, angles together, and they do these 8-man tags, 6-man tags, or tag matches.
Yeah.
Crisscrossing angles.
He defeated Ricochet back in May. And
which
I'm not
do anything for him. That didn't do anything for him.
Look, him beating Kurt did nothing for him.
Yeah, defeated Kurt, defeated Ray, defeated Apollo.
I mean, he and then he like lost to Apollo the week before and then beat him, which is just stupid.
Yes,
he beat Braun Strowman at Elimination Chamber.
Dude, there you go.
No,
that was in February.
He's gotten his wins, but then they'll throw in a loss here and there that just completely halts his momentum.
Yes,
but yeah, he's just fans are not caring about him right now.
I just don't think they think he's going to win. I think they hate him, which is a good thing for a heel to have. They hate him. They're coming there and they're going to boo the piss out of him. So Seth's job's that much easier now because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, not a very credible contender. So that being said, Seth won tonight after he looked good. Corbin attacked, and Seth was standing tall, though, at the end. So
again, stupid.
Oh, no, wait a second. Pardon me. Corbin. No, pardon me.
Corbin was standing tall.
Pardon me. Corbin was. So Seth tried to hit him, and Corbin got him with another chair shot. Corbin took the title, stood there. So, yeah, that's telegraphing it. That's telegraphing it right there. Corbin is not winning Sunday, regardless of the fan fiction, hopes, and dreams that people have for that. Pretty sure Corbin's going to lose. But you never know. One guy that was that meme making the rounds that bet on the St. Louis Blues at the start of the NHL season and won like 4,000 to 1 odds, won like a ton of money. So there's always a chance.
There's a chance.
But
I don't see it happening, especially at this pay-per-view. You do a Universal Championship title change. No one cares about this pay-per-view. This ticket sales have been just crap.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
Basically blocked off all these sections. They have, basically anything not on TV, they're not selling. The Upper Bowl, they're not selling. They're offering 2-for-1 tickets. So it's like 2 for $20, I think, is what they're offering for Stomping Grounds. So, yeah, it's bad news, especially coming off of the news of AEW and their quick sellout for All Out.
Yep,
we sold out in what, like 15 minutes?
15 minutes. So the line, I mean, we were getting tweets and stuff from people who were like number 77,000 in line, and I think it got up to like 7,000, 8,000 before it was sold out. So if looking at the math equally, that means 10 times more. So they sold 10,000 tickets for this. If there really was that kind of, I mean, if all those 77,000 people were legit, that means they could have sold over 100,000. So I don't know if that's necessarily what would have happened if people are in there multiple times trying different ways to get in. But it's a gigantic success, third quick sellout for these guys, for a major show. The Fyter Fest and Fight for the Fallen aren't sold out, but for their big shows, they're selling out quickly.
In fairness, though, and we did see this with Double or Nothing, there are a lot of scalpers, a lot of ticket broker services that buy up with Double or Nothing, there were ample opportunities to get seats the day of the show.
They use that, though, but you have to use that across the board then.
Right, that's every show.
WWE and every sports show, every sports team game.
Yeah, it's not like they're doing it specifically for AEW. They do their business is to do it for every event.
But it's speculative, like the stock market, though. Ticket brokers and scalpers, and I don't actually even really talk about this. One time when I had a stretch of unemployment, I made a decent amount of money flipping tickets back like 15, 20 years ago. But people in that game, like, they look at what they think they're betting on what they think is going to be a big sellout. I don't think even the hungriest scalpers out there thought Stomping Grounds, that's a quick opportunity to make a buck.
No, they're going to be attracted to the hot new thing or the hot game, the really hot game, like the Lakers versus, let's say, I don't forget, insert team, the Golden State Warriors or something like that, right? That's going to be obviously more picked up by one of these scalpers trying to sell. But you can't base everything on that. The bottom line is they deserve credit for that. That's a big deal.
Oh, I'm not trying to take away from them at all with that. No, I'm trying to be a little balanced in this.
Right. No. And I think that's a good point. It's an important point, but it doesn't look like scalpers took a higher percentage of tickets for this event than other, than like a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely see what's happening. I feel like wrestling is just so hot right now overall outside the WWE. I was telling Raj before we went there.
WWE.
Yeah. I mean, I went to an independent show, All Pro Wrestling in the Bay Area, saw Jungle Boy and Ty Dillinger on Saturday night. And even then, it's like there were a couple hundred people there. Granted, it was a small space, but it was pretty packed.
I wouldn't say it's hot outside of WWE except for AEW. I feel like New Japan has cooled off in the States a lot. They're having a hard time selling tickets for Dallas. ROH, these
England, it's humongous.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the U.S.
Oh.
ROH has been having a hard time selling out their tickets. Impact is where Impact is at. They forgot they played the wrong episode a couple weeks ago.
You have to be shitting me.
And then on their live stream on their TriCaster, they had a guy's desktop browser at one point during their last Twitch stream, so you could see somebody like surfing the internet during an episode.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's bad. But that being said, so I did notice this again, seeing Jungle Boy, seeing Ty Dillinger. It seems like if you look at the AEW talent right now, they are really maximizing their time left on the independent circuit, because you're seeing all these shows happening right now, this talent trying to almost capitalize on this boom. So I think those wrestlers are doing well. But to your point, Raj, I think New Japan has definitely cooled off in the States. ROH has definitely cooled off. Impact continues to have its woes. But I think the AEW brand and the wrestlers associated with it right now definitely are in the golden seat, as it were.
Absolutely. This fall is going to be it's going to be crazy with SmackDown on Fox and AEW on TNT. Wrestling on a national level again, in first time in a long time for a non-WWE promotion. So it's going to be nuts.
Yeah. And given all that competition, the tension is finally over. A lot of people were wondering, a lot of people were debating, a lot of people were trying to figure out who was going to be the lucky promotion to land them. And Mike and Maria Kanellis have re-signed with the WWE for 5 more years.
Wow.
5 years. So that seems to be their new contract term. So that's what they're trying to get people assigned to is 5 years.
Still be fired, though. They can still be fired.
Oh, yeah. You can be released for sure.
At every 90 days still, or do we know?
No, they could release you at any time.
I hate that. What kind of contract is that?
Right.
Oh, it's bullshit.
It's one way. You can't quit at any time, but they could drop you at any time.
Says bull.
Yeah. But yeah, Mike and Maria Kanellis. Look, I'm a big fan of Maria Kanellis, and I really liked Mike Kanellis as Mike Bennett. I thought he was great before signing with WWE. I hate what they've done with them. They're on 205 Live now, and they are getting some TV time. So hope maybe that means they transition back to the main roster. But
they're also really good people in real life. That's cool.
Yeah, no, they're great people, and I hope to see more from them.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting that is such a story now with just given that there's options, right? I mean, it's really changed the game, what people can do and what's possible. So
it needs to continue in that direction. It needs to continue.
No, I hope they got good deals.
Talents need to not be scared to test the waters because it's tough. How the hell do you turn down, like you guys said, $500,000 for what do you call it?
A downside? Team? Oh, the Revival.
For the Revival, for their downside, guys, that's pretty damn good. That's really good, especially for what they're not doing on TV. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money to be thrown at them.
Yeah, and for that's 2 contracts. They just had.
You said it's 500 each, correct? To be fair.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's like, how the hell do you pass that up? But I want to see some of these guys do it because they need some more guys there at AEW to continue to keep doing this, because if they are able to take some of these talents and bring them over and make it work for AEW, not just because they're WWE talents now, because that won't work, but it's got to be the ones that will fit AEW's eventual mold that they'll have on what they're looking for with their brand and what their brand means and what it is, the identity that they form, then they'll be able to do that. But it will help other WWE talents make more money finally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's good for everyone. It's good for the business.
Absolutely is.
I'm sure tomorrow's going to be a busy day. Not only do we have SmackDown, but tonight around midnight, Steve Austin's podcast is coming back. And who's his first guest? Tony Khan from AEW.
AEW, the
I was
CEO.
I was hoping you were going to say, what's his name?
Oh, Moxley?
Moxley.
No, that'd be nice.
Oh, do you guys remember the first time they were?
Yes, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh,
That would be
good
great to
Lord.
see again. I'm sure it'd be a very different podcast the second time around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with Tony Khan, that's interesting, and interesting that Steve Austin landed that. So, I mean, because of his association with AEW, WWE won't let wrestlers go on Jericho's podcast anymore.
So you think they'll do that to Stone Cold?
I mean, let's see what people connect some dots and wildly speculate based on this interview, right?
We'll see.
We'll know right away, though, right? Didn't Jericho find out right away that they couldn't book WWE talents?
That's a good question. I'm not sure how long it took.
There's a difference, though. Chris signed with AEW.
Oh, yeah.
Steve's
but
not.
I'm sure like Bret Hart showing up at Double or Nothing. I mean, like WWE.
To what? Bret Hart is welcome back to that company.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Edge and Christian have had, they had Sean Spears on a couple weeks ago, and then they had Ali. So they're still, they're able to do both.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be hot, though. It's going to be a hot interview. Look forward to listening to that when it drops later tonight. So we'll see. Matt, what do you want to plug before we take this home?
Nothing.
There you have it. Raj, what's coming up on the site?
The usual, all the interviews that we've done recently. We had Rey Mysterio, Eli Drake, Conan, MJF. That's all coming up on the site this week. There were some last week. So keep checking it out.
Very cool.
Real quick, Matt, your video that went viral with your son.
Oh, yeah. Geez, I'm the worst dad ever. Yes, my little boy Jackson. I got him on Twitter. It's actually a video I sent to my wife originally. Pulling in my son Jackson. He's nonverbal autistic. He's 5 years old. And oh my God, every morning I drill the ABCs, the alphabet song, along with my counting 1 through 10 every morning like clockwork. And then I see in my rearview mirror him looking like he's moving his mouth. And I'm like, there's no way, because we've done this and he never does it. And so I put my camera on without him being able to see it as we pulled in. And then he really was whispering. If I shut my mouth and I went like AB, you could see him move his mouth. And I was like, no way. So then I recorded it and I said it even louder, and he filled in the blank. I went ABC and he went D. And then later he was able to do B and D, which is huge because, again, he has 92 percentile chance to never speak.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is what these jabron doctors have labeled him. So, good Lord, this is a huge stat. Like, holy crap, almost like I was jumping out of my car. I was like, I couldn't even want to say what I was doing. It was embarrassing. But I was just to the moon. I cried. I couldn't eat all day. I couldn't drink all day. It was amazing, that feeling.
And congrats. I mean, that's huge. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fantastic moment. I encourage everyone, go to Matt Morgan's Twitter and Instagram, BP Matt Morgan. Check it out. It will make you smile for sure. Matt, your joy just I don't think I've ever seen you look so happy.
I don't think I've ever been. I don't think anything's close to this. They're like, what's this like compared to winning championships? I was like, are you shitting me with that question? I was like, no, not even close. Like, I don't even know what to compare this to because I've never had this feeling before.
Yeah. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Great news.
Thanks, guys.
So we'll be back tomorrow night, me, Matt Morgan, and Raj. Do we have someone filling in for you?
Yeah,
tomorrow?
Justin LaBar will be in for me tomorrow night.
Okay. I promise I will not tell him he looks like a middle-aged Fred Durst again.
That big attraction.
Yeah, felt a little bad about that last time, but tune in tomorrow night for that. Until next time, folks, I'm Glenn Rubenstein. We'll catch you back here on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.